Hi guys, it's Amy with Aim to Plan, and I am back with more holiday planning. So you can see here that I've basically got some sheets of paper in front of me that say Halloween planner. I did decide to spend a little bit of time kind of designing a couple of things that I haven't actually printed out yet, but I did make dividers and graphics and some other things, and then I ran out of steam and basically decided to hop on Etsy and purchase this planner. I'm gonna put a link to where I got this planner in the description so you can, like, if you're interested in seeing this. I did just kind of pick it for inspiration. I did print it out at work so that way I could have like the pages to show you in real life. But my goal is to use this the first year and then just kind of as time goes on, adapt some of these things for my needs. And so I just think it's just a good template to start off with, but I don't anticipate kind of carrying this forward year over year. But with that being said, I did want to just hop on here, show you what the entire thing looks like, and then kind of like punch in the pages that I plan to use and kind of talk to you about like what the setup will look like and what the next couple of videos will be about. So we're just gonna get started. Okay, so again, I purchased this off Etsy. Like I just purchased it today, but obviously like I looked at so many Halloween planners that is completely slipping my mind like where the planner came from, but I will link it in the description. It came with 31 pages and I pretty much decided to print out all the pages, even though I don't plan to use all of the pages. I'm going to walk you through all 31 pages and kind of talk to you about how I'm using each of the pages, and the ones that I am planning to use, I'll go ahead and brought my punch here and stick straight into my binder. So that's kind of what we're going to do today. I did print it out. Like I said, I printed it out at work, and one of the issues that I have is that this Halloween planner did come in classic size, but the classic size was actually marked for like a no bleed planner. So like it cut off basically part of the sheet, like the color didn't run all the way to the edge. So for me, I think it will be totally fine because I don't plan to use the cover page, but this is what the cover page looks like. My print quality at work also is not that great, so like you can barely see it, but it has like kind of like this border design at the top and then at the bottom. And it's not necessarily like the best print quality, but again, I don't plan to use this year over year, so I did try to find one that was like fairly cheap, just so I could use it. All right, so that was the cover. Then the second page is a Halloween September planner. As you can see here, it is undated, so you can use it. I actually really like this for kind of jotting out. I actually use a planner, and so the Halloween planner is really, I'm really considering using this to track like community events and like events that we do try to attend every single year in the Halloween season. So like any kind of trunk or treats or like other like fall related activities. They're not necessarily Halloween specific, but like definitely events that occur around the same time in October. And so this one is for September, as you can see. And again, it has the washi top and bottom, a little section here for goals of the month. I do like that it's on one page, so I think that would be easy to kind of swap out every year, so I do like that. And so here's the October page, and so again, it's undated, so you can kind of use it for the entire month. And again, I'm going to use it to track community events. For the Halloween planner, I'm only planning to use the October page, so I'm going to set that one up here. And the ones I'm not using, I'm setting over here. And so then this one is a Halloween bucket list. And I really like this. I like to be able to do like Halloween specific things. Like we always try to hit at least one trunk or treat. We do, of course, go trick-or-treating. We pick a neighborhood and go trick-or-treating. I like to DIY a Halloween craft. So there's a whole list of things. So definitely this sheet is really useful. Again, like the washi or like the border here, I don't think it's the best quality. So I'd probably cover that up and just kind of like replace it with my own washi, but I'm definitely keeping this sheet. This one says Halloween goals. Again, I really like this. There are certain things that I want to do again by the time Halloween rolls around. Again, it might not necessarily be Halloween specific, it might be fall specific, but there are certain things I want to get done by Halloween. Like one of the big ones is like kind of picking my theme for the entire holiday season. So those things will end up on this, so I definitely want to keep that. All right, this one says Halloween reminders, and it's the same checklist as before, like with the Halloween goals, but this one says reminders, and I honestly don't know that I would ever use this, but I also think that maybe it would be good just to have it, just in case. All right, and then this one says Halloween to do things, and it says to accomplish. So again, I don't know that I would need this or how it's different from some of the other sheets, but I'll go ahead and punch it and put it in there. Right, this one, I think this is super interesting. It says Halloween week. And so like for us in our city, we have a lot of events that happen that are Halloween specific, but not exactly on the same day. It won't be on like October 31st. And so this is a chance to kind of sketch out like some of the community events, I think at least, or any personal events that we have that are Halloween related. And so I do like this sheet that it's Halloween week. It says goals and notes. So I do like that. Right, this one says Halloween daily planner. And again, like I would do this for like each day where we have a Halloween event. And so I probably need to make more copies of this one, but it says to do, and then it has priorities, reminders, and notes. But I'm also looking at this and I don't know that I would need it or like how it's different from this one, right? So I might set this one to the side. Okay, so this one actually says daily schedule, and this is probably more what I would use. So this one, I would, again, like for our Halloween events, at least in my city, like they occur at night. I think that is pretty much everywhere, but like, you know, they try to get until sundown. And so like, this is a chance for me to sketch out like what happens like basically after school until the event occurs. And so it's a chance to like maybe plan out some tasks, things I need to kind of put together and be ready for. And then what might need to happen after school. And then there's a menu of the day. So what are we gonna eat related to that, or just unrelated to that, but like what are we planning to eat that day, so I can go ahead and prep that. Priorities, and then notes. So I do like this, and again, I would probably need this for every event that we have. So whether it's a Halloween party or a class party or some other thing that's Halloween related, it would be a good chance to make multiple copies of this, so that way I would have that. So I definitely like that. This one is holiday traditions. It's a giant, like, it actually has like very faint pattern of dot grid, but honestly it really looks like blank paper to me. And so it has a ghost here and a bat here. That's super cute, but I do like this, and I do want to make multiple copies of this one as well, so that way I can, you know, just add to as I continue to like develop a Halloween planner. All right, so this one is Halloween party planner. It says party details, the theme, date and time, place, the name of the guests, and then a to-do list. I really like this. We have no plans to host a Halloween party, but you know, it might not happen this year, but definitely I can save it and have it ready for any future years. This one is a Halloween invitation. It says dear, and it has a comma there, which is like that already, like from a grammatical perspective, like annoys me. So I definitely won't use this, but I do like that they include like a template for like what you need to do for an invitation. So it says, dear whoever, you're invited to a Halloween party. And then it says when, I don't know what, oh, it's where. Okay, so where, which is, again, another error, should be connected, obviously. So where, when, the RSVP information for the phone number and email, and then a blank spot for like details. So again, there's some mistakes on here, and I personally would not use it. I would design my own invitation. I normally use Canva to design invitations, or like any kind of flyers, posters, that type of thing. So I would go ahead and design it on Canva and then just print it out and put it into the Halloween planner. So I don't necessarily need that. But this one is a Halloween decorations planner. I really like this one. It says inside, so inside decor and then outside decor, and then the supplies needed. I've seen some other Halloween planners that kind of go room by room. And again, we are not really big into Halloween. And also I'm very minimalist in terms of decorations. So I don't try to decorate like every single room or like be seasonal in my decorations. I tend to be more classic, timeless with my decorations, and maybe add like a pumpkin or two in certain areas. So I don't necessarily need to sketch out like a room by room decorations list. So I really like this. That is a more simplified version of it. So definitely this is going in here. And then of course, for me in particular, with Sophia, who's 5, she loves playing dress up, and so her big thing is always like selecting the costume for the year. And so this one says Halloween costumes. It says for costume name, idea, and supplies, which I love that, because sometimes, you know, I will purchase something for Sophia and sometimes I will DIY something for her. And so I really like this. Sometimes she does have 2 costumes as well, so I might need multiple sheets of this depending on like what we're planning to do this year. She did tell me she wants to be Aunt Peppa from Encanto this year, so it's probably just going to be that one. And then I need to select my costume, but for the purposes of like just time and energy and just like not really wanting to DIY something too complicated, I'll probably just like purchase everything off Amazon, like a costume off Amazon, or try to find it at Walmart. So, but this is definitely very helpful to be able to plan out costumes. We do like to have the tradition of like planning out a family costume. So it's going to be me, my husband, and Sophia. And then when the new baby comes, she'll be born in December. So next October 2023, we'll have to start figuring out family costumes for a family of 4. So that's a chance for me to kind of do some of those things. This one says Halloween guest list, which I feel like was kind of misplaced with some of these other things, but if you have a party and you want to have a longer list for guests, you can certainly do that. And it has like, it's kind of like a stencil effect here that's really cool actually. And so I really like this. Again, we have no plans for like any kind of party here, but definitely like having that, right? And then this one says Halloween game ideas, and it has a spot here for just like a 2-column kind of format with like different game ideas that you can have for parties, I'm assuming, or just like maybe you want to do something at home and have like a different game every day. So it has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, so 34 spots. So this would actually work for like if you want like a game a day. That would be really cool. You have enough spots for that for sure. So I like that. This one says games and activities, Halloween games and activities. So it says, of course, what is the game and activity, what are the instructions, and what are the supplies needed. Again, I really like that. Again, no plans for a Halloween party this year. We don't do Halloween parties, but it's nice just to have it. And I think eventually I'll move into like doing PTO or BTA or like room mom type duties. And so it's good to kind of like have all of these sheets so that way we can do like some of the children's party planning. So that's kind of the idea here. All right, this one is Halloween trick or treat. And so what is the date, the number of adults, I'm assuming, going, or like the name of the adult or and the children, the date and time, the route that you want to take, the candy that we're purchasing, the amount of it, like how much candy, and then the price for the candy. So I really like having this sheet just because like if I'm staying at home, I have a place to put like the candy. And then if I am taking Sophia around the neighborhood or whichever neighborhood we pick, we can kind of sketch out where to park and like where to start and how to end our route. So I really like that. All right, this was really cool. I like this one. It says fun activities, fun things to do, games to play, fun things to do, in a notes section. So this is a good chance to like maybe not have something very that's like specifically for a party, but just fun things that you can just do as a family. So I like that. All right, this one is menu planner. Sometimes I haven't actually ever done this, so it might be like a new tradition that we kind of implement this year or next, but I've never actually done like a Halloween specific menu, like pick a day and like have a Halloween theme for dinner that day. But it would be kind of cool to do that. Of course, you can also use this for like a party of some sort, but like I like to like maybe just bake a dish that's like Halloween specific and like have like a dessert that looks kind of spooky-ish or something like that, you know? And so this menu planner has a chance for you to like list out appetizers, drinks, salads, desserts, the main dishes, and then treats. So I do like that. And then this is really cool. I like this. So this one is a Halloween recipe sheet, and it says the recipe for, and you just put whatever the recipe is, the source, so where did you get the information for the recipe, what are the ingredients, and then what are the directions for the recipe. So I do like that. And then this one is music playlist. So it is numbers. So you have 23 lines here, and it gives you a place to put the title and the artist. So you can kind of develop your own music playlist for the year. I do like that. Right, this one is shopping list. It says food, where to buy, and the price, and then it says drinks, and I'm assuming it didn't carry it down, but like where to buy and price, and then supplies. So again, I do like this. Again, it seems a little bit more focused for a party, but you can certainly adapt it. I plan to like kind of take a look at it and adapt it and see what I will do with that. All right, and then this one is a little bit just set up a little bit differently. It doesn't include like the where to buy or price section, and it didn't list the category. So this is a chance for you to like, I could use this for like costume shopping or decoration shopping, right? And I could list each of the categories here and then list out what I need to buy for Halloween. So I do like that. And then here is just a to-do list, right? So Halloween checklist, and you get spots to write out all of the tasks or the things that you need to check off a list, right? And then Halloween activities. I like the formatting that was done in this printable. It's just like lots of different ways and like different formats in terms of columns, number of lines, different formats. So you can kind of pick and choose what you want to use for a particular event or activity. All right, so this one says things to do, or like Halloween to do, things to make, things to bake, things to buy, and things to do. Now this is definitely like one of the first things that I want to be able to have in a Halloween planner. So this will probably move to the very front. All right, this one is Halloween budget. This year's Halloween budget, the actual amount spent. That should be a T. All right, I hate that it's like grammatically incorrect, but then it says item, the budgeted amount, the actual amount, and then the difference for that. And then here is Halloween expenses. So it has description, date, amount, and price, and then the total at the bottom. And the last one is Halloween notes, and it's just a notes page for you to include whatever you'd like. All right, so I ended up pretty much getting rid of just a couple of pages. I don't need the cover. The reason for that is I did make a cover, right? And this is set up on my holiday planner with like Christmas and Thanksgiving. And so I already have this cover. I don't need another cover, although I mean, it might be nice just to kind of put it in there, right? And then I don't need September. Like I do planning separately. And so like this would really just be for like Halloween specific stuff. And honestly, I don't really, I mean, I'll use the to-do list and things like that, but like in terms of like actual like planner events, there is, in my city at least, not anything that's Halloween specific until October rolls around, right? And then this daily planner, I don't plan to use this one because I like the daily schedule one a little bit better. And then the Halloween invitation, it had some grammatical errors on here, so I don't plan to use that. And then there was one other one that I think I'm going to go ahead. I don't know if I want to remove it or if I should just use both, or and just white it out and just like fix it. I'll just leave it. Okay, so now what I'm gonna do is, like I just said, I'm gonna get rid of that. Okay, now what I'm gonna do is go ahead and punch these things in. And the way I like to do it is, of course, like it's quite easy just to punch all of them on one side and use it as like one-sided pages. But I like to kind of be more intentional and like have it be like actual spreads. And the way that I put together like holiday planners at least is I try not to tape stuff down or put things down where like it would be harder for me to remove it, you know? And so I'm just going to kind of like put it double-sided, and if I need to, I'll like kind of tape it on the corner or like on the edge here, and then I can just like cut it apart if I need to. But I want to go through and like kind of again be deliberate for like how I want the order of the planner to go. And so yeah, that's kind of what we're gonna do. So I definitely want this to be first, and I'm just gonna like speed through this and just organize it in the way that makes sense to me. Okay, I'm done sorting. I ended up, as I was sorting through it, deciding to pull out all the stuff that I felt like was kind of party related. I did say I was going to keep it, but I do have the printable. It's one of the benefits of like purchasing a printable off Etsy. You can just like reprint it if you need to. And so for the time being, I've shown you this, like it's the shopping list, the music playlist, which to me is like very party specific. I would really only play Halloween music at a party. And then the menu planner, fun activities, games and activities, game ideas, guest list, and then party planner. The one thing that I noticed is that there's no movie checklist in here, so I do want something that's like movie specific, like where we can watch movies. And so I'm going to probably use like this one, the bucket list, or the checklist, wherever the checklist was, to be able to do that. All right, and so what I'm gonna do now is basically punch this in and put it in here. And the way I do this is I'm going to go ahead and open up my planner. I do have like some of the black paper in here, so of course I can still DIY some pages. But the first one is going to be punched this way. And I'm going to try to punch actually a couple of sheets. But this next one is, I decided to put the Halloween planner first. And at the very end, it's like the Halloween day, like daily schedule, and the Halloween week pages. And so it kind of opens with a planner and then ends with a planner. But in between is to start off with like all the to-do pages. So I'm going to flip it like this. And this is Halloween checklist, right? So these two I'm going to kind of flip like this and punch. And the page in the middle, I did flip around so that way when I put it on the discs, and I'll show you this, it has the October planner, and then like I should tape it down, but I don't ever do that for like something that I want to change the pages in and out, right? Then it has Halloween to do, Halloween checklist, and I'm just gonna go through and kind of like flip stuff around so that way it will be correct, right? So every other page needs to be flipped. So you just gotta kind of pay attention to how you're punching it. So let's get these pages in here. Okay, so I think we're done. When I set up something like this, I do like it to kind of like open out into a full spread. So this is what it looks like. It has the October planner right here. I do have a plan to like have dividers for for this at some point, but it won't be today. And then here it goes into Halloween to do and checklist. And again, I'm just flipping 2 pages at a time, right? And then the bucket list and goals. Some of these I might change out because I do want a movie list in here. Then reminders and to do things. The budget and expenses. So it had like the opening monthly planner, then to do pages, and now it moves into budgeting and shopping. So that here's decorations planner, which some of that, you know, I would have to buy. And then costumes, obviously I would have to prep and buy that. Then a shopping list, just a general shopping list. Then right here we have trick or treat, which actually might need to be moved. So I'm gonna pull that out for a second. So then we have activities, and then here's Halloween week. I'm gonna move this stuff like right here, I think. All right, so let me go back a page, or like a set of pages. All right, so this was shopping list and then activities, and then it goes into recipes. So like there's a whole menu planning section, and then right here it's trick or treat, but mostly it's candy, so I thought that kind of went well together. Right, and then it goes into Halloween week and daily schedule, and then traditions and notes. All right, so that's kind of how it's set up. I set it up at least. I don't think I'll use everything in here, but certainly it's all set up for me to use if I want to. And I did pull out lots of sheets of it, and I do have plans. I mean, I don't think I'll use all of it, so I don't think I'll need to like reprint any pages, but if I do, one of the benefits of having a printable that was a download is that I can just reprint the pages. But if I do reprint a page, it will be where I reprint like 2 pages and kind of set it up just like this, right? So, all right, we are all set up at least for right now. I'll probably come back on with just like one more update video for Halloween at least, but the rest of it will just kind of be like me planning out Halloween. So I hope you enjoyed part 2 of this holiday planner setup. I will have a part 3 related to Halloween, and then we're going to be moving into like Thanksgiving and some other things for this holiday planning series for 2022. So I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, give it a thumbs up. If you haven't done so already, subscribe to my channel, and until the next video, bye guys.